Maya Rodriguez knew she was breaking the most important rule in her father's playbook the moment she felt her heart skip watching Alex Sterling score that first goal. What she didn't know was that falling for the star player would cost her everything she thought she wanted and give her everything she never knew she needed. The morning sun cast long shadows across Riverside Academy's pristine football pitch as Maya Rodriguez adjusted her camera lens for the perfect shot. At 19, she had inherited her mother's artistic eye and her father's strategic mind, a combination that made her the perfect team photographer for the state championship-bound Riverside Ravens. "Maya, get closer to the action," her father, Coach Roberto Rodriguez, shouted from the sideline during practice. His voice carried the authority of 15 years coaching women's football, but Maya detected the underlying pride he tried to hide whenever he spoke to her in front of the team. She rolled her eyes playfully and moved closer to the penalty box, where the team's newest acquisition was about to take a free kick. Alex Sterling stood behind the ball with the kind of confidence that made teammates stop their own drills to watch. At 21, Alex had transferred from a Division I university after a controversial incident that the sports media had blown out of proportion. Maya had done her research, of course. The incident was Alex defending a younger teammate from harassment, resulting in a red card that cost her team the championship and, subsequently, her scholarship. Now, as Maya watched through her camera lens, she could see why Alex had been such a coveted player. Her form was perfect, shoulders square, eyes fixed on the goal, completely oblivious to the dozen pairs of eyes watching her every move. The ball sailed into the top corner with a satisfying thud against the net. "Beautiful," Maya murmured, reviewing the shot on her camera's display. "What's beautiful?" Maya spun around to find Alex standing right behind her, sweat glistening on her forehead, dark hair escaping from her ponytail in the most attractive way possible. The shot," Maya stammered, holding up her camera. "I got a great photo of your free kick." Alex's smile was devastating. "Can I see?" Their fingers brushed as Maya handed over the camera, sending an unexpected jolt of electricity up her arm. She watched Alex's expression change from casual interest to genuine admiration as she scrolled through the photos. "These are incredible," Alex said, her voice softer now. "You really captured something here." "It's easy when you have good subjects," Maya replied, then immediately regretted how flirtatious that sounded. She was the coach's daughter, for crying out loud. She couldn't be caught flirting with players. Alex's eyes met hers, and for a moment the noise of practice faded into background static. There was something in Alex's gaze, interest maybe, even attraction that made her pulse quicken. "Rodriguez!" Coach Rodriguez's voice cut through the moment like a whistle. "Water break's over, back to drills!" Alex handed the camera back with a grin. "Thanks for the preview, Maya. Maybe you can show me more of your work sometime." Before Maya could respond, Alex was jogging back to her teammates, leaving Maya standing there with her heart racing and her father's suspicious gaze burning into her back. 2 weeks into the season, the Ravens were undefeated, and Alex Sterling was quickly becoming a local sensation. Local newspapers were calling her the Phoenix, rising from the ashes of her college career to become something even more magnificent. Maya found herself at every practice, every game, claiming it was for her photography portfolio. It wasn't entirely untrue. Her shots of Alex had caught the attention of the local sports magazine, and they'd commissioned her for a feature article about the team's championship run. But if she was honest with herself, which she tried not to be, she was there because watching Alex play was like watching poetry in motion. "You're getting distracted," her best friend Carmen said, sliding into the bleacher seat beside her during practice. Carmen had graduated the year before and now worked at her family's restaurant, but she still came by to catch up on school gossip. "I'm working," Maya protested, holding up her camera. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the way you've been photographing number 7. Maya lowered her camera. On the field, Alex was running defensive drills. Her movements precise and powerful. She's just photogenic. Right. And I'm sure your dad would love to hear about how photogenic his star player is. The reminder sent a chill through Maya. Her father had built his reputation on discipline, respect, and clear boundaries. He'd coached at the high school level for years before taking this position at Riverside Academy, and he'd made it clear that his family life and professional life were to remain completely separate. "There's nothing to tell," Maya said, but even she didn't believe it. Carmen gave her a knowing look. "Maya, I've seen you around crushes before. This is different. You're different around her." Before Maya could deny it, Coach Rodriguez's voice boomed across the field. "Gather round. We need to talk strategy for Saturday's game against Central." As the team huddled around her father, Maya noticed Alex glancing her way. Their eyes met, and Alex smiled. Not the confident, cocky smile she wore during games, but something softer, more personal. Carmen nudged her. "Just be careful, okay? Your dad's job means everything to him." Maya nodded, but her attention was already drifting back to the huddle where Alex was asking intelligent questions about defensive positioning. She was more than just a talented player, she was a student of the game, someone who understood strategy and teamwork. It was becoming harder and harder to pretend this was just professional interest. After practice, Maya was packing up her equipment when Alex approached, her gear bag slung over one shoulder. "Hey, I wanted to thank you again for those photos. The magazine feature turned out amazing. My mom called crying when she saw it." Maya's heart skipped. She was proud? Incredibly proud. After everything that happened at State, she was worried I'd never get another chance to shine. That Alex's expression grew serious. "That article might have saved my career. College scouts are starting to call again." "That's wonderful," Maya said, though a part of her felt a stab of something that might have been disappointment. If Alex got recruited by a top college program, she'd be gone. "I was wondering if you might want to get coffee sometime. I'd love to see more of your photography work. Not just sports stuff, everything." Maya's breath caught. This wasn't about football anymore. I'd like that, but your dad's the coach. I know. Believe me, I know how complicated that makes things." "Do you?" Maya asked. "Because from where I'm standing, it feels impossible." Alex stepped closer, lowering her voice. "Nothing's impossible, Maya. You just have to be creative about timing."
The coffee shop Alex chose was 20 minutes off campus, in a part of town where neither the team nor Maya's father was likely to show up. Maya told herself she was being ridiculous as she parked her car, but her hands were shaking slightly as she pushed through the door. Alex had claimed a corner booth and was already nursing a latte when Maya arrived. She'd traded her usual athletic wear for jeans and a soft gray sweater that made her eyes look almost silver. "I wasn't sure you'd come," Alex admitted as Maya slid into the opposite seat. "I wasn't sure I would either," Maya confessed. "This feels rebellious? Dangerous." Alex's expression grew serious. "Maya, I need you to know I would never do anything to jeopardize your father's position or your relationship with him. If this is too much—" "No," Maya interrupted, perhaps more forcefully than she'd intended. "I mean, yes, it's complicated, but I'm here because I want to be here. Not because you're a great player or because my camera loves you, though both of those things are true. I'm here because I like talking to you." Relief flooded Alex's face. "Good, because I like talking to you too." They spent the next 2 hours discovering they had more in common than either had expected. Alex was majoring in sports psychology with plans to coach after her playing career ended. Maya was studying photojournalism, but was considering sports medicine as a backup plan. "You could do both," Alex suggested. "Document the medical side of sports. There's so much that happens behind the scenes that fans never see." Maya found herself leaning forward, captivated by Alex's passion for the game and her genuine interest in Maya's career aspirations. When Alex talked about football, her whole face lit up. When she asked about Maya's photography, she listened with the kind of attention that made Maya feel like the most interesting person in the room. "Can I ask you something?" Maya said as they walked to their cars. Anything. What really happened at State? I read the articles, but Alex's expression darkened. One of the younger players, she was only 18, a freshman, some guys from the men's team were harassing her after a party. Sexual stuff, really nasty comments. I stepped in, told them to back off. One of them shoved her, so I shoved back. Hard. And you got in trouble for defending her? The guy I shoved was the son of a major donor. The university decided it was easier to make an example of me than to deal with the real problem. Alex's jaw tightened. I lost my scholarship, my starting position, everything. But you know what? I'd do it again. Maya felt something shift in her chest, attraction deepening into something more substantial. I'm sorry that happened to you. Don't be. It led me here. Alex's smile returned, soft and genuine. And here is starting to feel like exactly where I'm supposed to be. They were standing by Maya's car now, the evening air cool around them. Maya knew she should say goodnight, should maintain some distance, should be responsible. Instead, she found herself saying, "Same time next week?" Alex's answering smile was worth every complication that lay ahead.
Over the next month, their coffee meetings became the highlight of Maya's week. They were careful, varying locations, never arriving or leaving together, keeping their interactions at practice strictly professional. But the connection between them was growing stronger with each conversation. Alex told her about growing up in a small town where being different meant being invisible, about her mother working 3 jobs to support her football dreams, about the loneliness of always being the one who cared more about winning than anyone else on her team. Maya shared her own struggles, the pressure of being the coach's daughter, the way teammates either avoided her entirely or tried to use her for access to her father, the constant feeling that she had to prove herself worthy of being around the team. "You know what I love most about your photography?" Alex asked one afternoon. They'd moved from coffee shops to a small park on the outskirts of town, where Alex could kick a ball around while they talked. "What?" Maya asked, adjusting her camera settings to capture Alex's movements in the golden hour light. "You see things differently. Like that shot of Jennifer scoring against Westfield, everyone else would have focused on the ball hitting the net. You captured the exact moment she realized she'd done it, the joy, the disbelief, the pure emotion." Maya lowered her camera. "You study my photos?" "I study everything about you," Alex admitted, then seemed to realize what she'd said. The ball rolled to a stop at her feet as she looked at Maya with an intensity that made her breath catch. The space between them seemed to shrink without either of them moving. Maya could see the flecks of gold in Alex's eyes, could smell her faint perfume mixed with the clean scent of grass and autumn air. "Maya," Alex started. I know this is complicated. I know it could ruin everything for both of us. I know my father would." Alex closed the distance between them, her hands coming up to frame Maya's face with infinite gentleness. "Are you sure?" Maya's answer was to rise up on her toes and meet Alex halfway. The kiss was soft at first, tentative, like a question neither was sure the other wanted to answer. But when Maya's hands fisted in Alex's shirt, pulling her closer, the kiss deepened into something that felt like coming home and jumping off a cliff all at the same time. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "We can't," Maya started. "I know. If anyone finds out, I know. But I don't want to stop," Maya finished in a rush. Alex's smile was radiant. "Good. Because neither do I." November brought the state tournament, and with it, increased scrutiny on the team. Local media coverage intensified. College scouts appeared at practices, and Coach Rodriguez's stress levels reached new heights. Maya found herself caught between 2 worlds, the professional sphere, where she was the team photographer documenting their historic run, and the private sphere, where she was falling harder for Alex with each passing day. Their relationship had evolved beyond stolen kisses in empty parks. They developed an intricate system of communication, meaningful looks across the practice field, text messages sent at carefully planned intervals, even a code involving Maya's photo uploads to social media that let Alex know it was safe to call. But the secrecy was beginning to wear on both of them. "I want to hold your hand," Alex said one evening. They were sitting in her car at an overlook outside town, sharing takeout Chinese food and watching the sun set over the mountains. "I want you to hold my hand. I want to wear your jersey to games. I want to kiss you when you score. I want all of it. After the championship," Alex said firmly, "win or lose, after the tournament, we figure this out. We tell your father, deal with whatever consequences come, and stop hiding." Maya nodded, though anxiety twisted in her stomach. "What if he forbids me from seeing you? Then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But Maya, I can't keep pretending you don't mean everything to me." The tournament's first round was against their traditional rivals, Central Academy. Maya positioned herself behind the goal for the team warm-ups, watching Alex run through her pregame routine with the same focus she brought to everything else. "She's looking sharp," Carmen said, appearing beside her with a bag of popcorn. "Right. Maya, can I ask you something?" "Sure. Are you happy?" The question caught Maya off guard. "What do you mean?" "I mean, all this sneaking around, all the stress, is it worth it? Are you actually happy?" She considered the question as she watched Alex laugh at something Jennifer said, her whole face lighting up with joy. Even in the midst of championship pressure, Alex found moments of lightness, moments that made her chest tight with affection. "Yeah, I'm happy. Scared, but happy." The game itself was a thriller. Central took an early lead on a defensive mistake, and Maya could see her father's jaw tighten from across the field. But Alex responded the way champions do, not with panic or desperation, but with calculated precision. In the 35th minute, she created a scoring opportunity out of nothing, threading a pass through 3 defenders to find Jennifer in perfect position. Maya caught the celebration in a series of shots that would later make the front page of the sports section. The second half belonged entirely to Alex. She scored twice, once on a penalty kick after drawing a foul in the box, and once on a spectacular curling shot from 20 yards out that left the Central goalkeeper frozen in admiration. When the final whistle blew with Riverside winning 3-1, Maya couldn't help herself. She ran onto the field with the rest of the supporters, her camera forgotten around her neck, swept up in the pure joy of the moment. Alex was being mobbed by teammates, but somehow, through the chaos, her eyes found Maya's. The look that passed between them was electric, full of shared triumph and barely contained emotion. Maya wanted nothing more than to push through the crowd and throw herself into Alex's arms. Instead, she raised her camera and captured the moment. Alex's face shining with victory, her eyes locked on Maya with an expression that anyone paying attention would recognize as love. Later, reviewing the photos on her computer, Maya stared at that particular shot for a long time. It was beautiful, powerful, and completely incriminating. If the right person saw it, their secret would be out. She should delete it. She knew she should delete it. Instead, she saved it in a password-protected folder, labeled personal. The semi-final victory against Riverside's crosstown rivals brought the team within 1 game of the state championship. It also brought increased media attention, including a feature article in the state's largest newspaper and interest from a local television station. Coach Rodriguez was in his element, fielding calls from reporters and college scouts with the enthusiasm of someone who had been working toward this moment his entire career. Maya watched her father during team meetings, noting the way his eyes lit up when he talked about strategy, the pride in his voice when he discussed his players' development.
She'd never seen him happier professionally, which made the secret she was keeping feel even heavier. "The pressure's getting to you," Alex observed. They were meeting at their usual spot by the lake, ostensibly so Alex could get in some extra training while Maya worked on her action photography. In reality, it was one of the few places they could be alone together without raising suspicions. "I'm fine," Maya insisted, adjusting her camera lens with more force than necessary. Maya stopped juggling the ball and moved closer. "Talk to me." "It's just," Maya gestured vaguely toward town. "Everything's so intense right now. The championship, all the media attention, Dad's stress levels." "And us." "And us," Maya agreed. "Alex, I keep thinking about what happens after. Win or lose, the season ends in 2 weeks. Then what? You'll get recruited by some amazing college program, probably on the other coast. And I'll still be here, finishing school." Alex was quiet for so long that Maya looked up from her camera to find her staring out at the water. "I've been thinking about that too," Alex finally said. "And you're right. I probably will get offers. Good ones. But Maya, I need you to know something." She turned to face Maya directly, her expression more serious than Maya had ever seen it. "Whatever happens with college, whatever opportunities come up, I'm not walking away from this, from us. We'll figure out the distance thing or the timing or whatever obstacles come up, but I'm not giving up on you." Maya felt tears prick at her eyes. "You say that now, but when USC or Duke comes calling, they won't matter. None of it matters if I don't have you to share it with." Before Maya could respond, her phone buzzed with a text from her father. "Where are you? Team dinner in 30 minutes. "I have to go," Maya said, but she made no move to pack up her equipment. Alex stepped closer, close enough that Maya could see the flecks of amber in her green eyes. "I love you." The words hung in the air between them like a challenge. Maya felt her heart stop, restart, and then begin beating double time.
"I love you too," she whispered, and knew with absolute certainty that it was true. Alex kissed her then, soft and sweet and full of promise, and Maya thought that maybe, just maybe, they could figure out how to make this work. She was wrong. The championship game was set for Saturday evening at the State University Stadium. Maya spent the entire week leading up to it in a state of nervous energy, splitting her time between editing photos for the various media outlets covering the team and stealing moments with Alex whenever possible. On Thursday, everything changed. Maya was in her father's office, uploading the latest batch of team photos to his computer for a presentation he was giving to the school board. She'd done this dozens of times before. It was part of her unofficial duties as team photographer. The process was routine. Connect her camera, select the appropriate folder, and transfer the files. Except this time, in her distracted state, she selected the wrong folder. She realized her mistake immediately when the first few images started loading and she saw Alex's face looking back at her with an expression of unmistakable love. The personal photos she'd been keeping in her password-protected folder were uploading to her father's computer, displaying on his large monitor in high-definition detail. "No, no, no," Maya whispered, frantically clicking to cancel the upload. But it was too late. A dozen photos had already transferred, including several that made the nature of her relationship with Alex crystal clear. She managed to delete them from her father's computer, but the damage was done. The images were in the recently deleted folder, and if her father decided to empty his trash or run a system recovery, he'd see everything. Maya spent the rest of the day in a state of barely controlled panic, jumping every time her phone rang, expecting her father to confront her. But he was consumed with final preparations for the championship game and didn't touch his computer again. Friday passed in a similar haze of anxiety. Alex noticed her distracted state during practice, but couldn't get close enough to ask what was wrong. Maya found herself taking pictures mechanically, her usual artistic eye clouded by stress.
That evening, she made a decision that, in retrospect, was either very brave or very stupid. She called Alex. "I need to see you," she said without preamble when Alex answered. "Maya, what's wrong?" "I can't explain over the phone. Can you meet me at the lake?" An hour later, Maya was pacing by the water's edge when Alex's car pulled up. Alex took one look at her face and immediately pulled her into her arms. "Tell me what's wrong." Maya explained about the photos, about the constant fear of discovery, about the way the pressure was making her feel like she was drowning. "Maybe we should tell him," Alex said when Maya finished, "before he finds out another way." "Are you insane? The day before the championship game?" "Maya, he's going to find out eventually. Wouldn't it be better if it came from us?" Maya pulled away from Alex's embrace, frustration and fear making her voice sharper than she intended. "Easy for you to say. You'll get your college offers regardless. I'm the one who has to live with disappointing him." Alex's face went carefully blank. "Is that what you think? That this is easy for me? Isn't it? You're the star player. Everyone loves you. Win or lose tomorrow, you'll have a dozen scholarship offers by Monday. And you think I don't care about your father's opinion of me? You think I don't lie awake at night worrying about what this could do to his career, to his reputation?" Alex's voice was rising. "Maya, I care about your father because I care about you. But I can't keep living like we're doing something wrong." "We are doing something wrong," Maya exploded. "We're lying to him. We're sneaking around behind his back. We're in love," Alex interrupted. "Since when is that wrong?" Maya stared at her, feeling like the ground was shifting beneath her feet. "Since it puts everything he's worked for at risk." Alex was quiet for a long moment. When she spoke again, her voice was steady but distant. "I think you need to figure out what you actually want, Maya, because I can't keep being your secret." She turned and walked back to her car, leaving Maya standing alone by the water with the horrible realization that she might have just lost the best thing in her life. Saturday dawned gray and drizzly, matching Maya's mood perfectly. She'd barely slept, replaying her fight with Alex over and over, trying to figure out how everything had gone so wrong so quickly. She arrived at the stadium 3 hours before game time, hoping that focusing on her photography would help distract her from the mess she'd made at her personal life. The press credentials around her neck felt heavier than usual, a reminder of the professional role she was supposed to be playing. The Ravens were scheduled for a team walkthrough at 2 o'clock. Maya positioned herself at field level, testing her camera settings and trying to ignore the way her hands were shaking. When the team emerged from the tunnel, Alex was at the front of the group, her game face already in place. She looked confident, focused, and completely unaffected by their fight the night before. Maya both admired her professionalism and felt stung by it. For the next hour, Maya documented the team's preparation with mechanical precision. She got the shots she needed: players stretching, coaches discussing strategy, the ceremonial coin flip with the opposing team's captains, but her heart wasn't in it. During a break in the warm-ups, Alex jogged over to where Maya was standing. "We need to talk," she said quietly. "Not here." "Then when?" Maya glanced around at the growing crowd, the media representatives setting up their equipment, her father deep in conversation with the assistant coaches. "After the game." Alex nodded curtly and jogged back to rejoin her teammates. Maya watched her go, noting the determined set of her shoulders, the way she immediately refocused on the task at hand. Even in the middle of personal turmoil, Alex was a professional. It was one of the things Maya loved most about her, and one of the things that made the situation so impossibly complicated. The game itself was a defensive battle, scoreless through the first half despite several close calls on both sides. Maya found herself shooting with unusual aggression, capturing the intensity of tackles, the strain on players' faces, the frustration of missed opportunities. In the 60th minute, Alex finally broke through. It started with a turnover at midfield. The opposing team's midfielder got caught in possession, and Alex stripped the ball with a perfectly timed challenge. She drove forward immediately, drawing 2 defenders towards her before slipping a pass to Jennifer on the left wing. Jennifer's cross was perfect, curling just behind the defense. Alex had continued her run into the box and met the ball with a diving header that flew past the goalkeeper's outstretched hand. The stadium erupted. Maya's camera clicked rapidly, capturing the celebration, but her eyes were locked on Alex's face. Even in the middle of the team's mob celebration, Alex found her in the crowd. The look that passed between them was complicated. Triumph mixed with sadness, joy tempered by uncertainty. Maya lowered her camera, feeling tears prick at her eyes. Riverside held on to win 1-0, claiming the school's first state championship in women's soccer. As the final whistle blew, Maya found herself swept up in the chaos of celebration despite her conflicted emotions. She watched her father embrace Alex, saw the genuine pride and affection in his eyes as he congratulated his star player. She watched Alex hoist the championship trophy above her head, her face radiant with joy and accomplishment, and she realized, with crystal clarity, what she needed to do.
Maya found her father in his office 2 hours after the championship celebration ended. The trophy sat on his desk, catching the light from the overhead fixture. He was staring at it with the satisfied expression of someone who'd achieved a long-held dream. "Dad?" He looked up, his face breaking into a warm smile. "Maya, come in, come in. Can you believe it? State champions." Maya closed the door behind her and took a seat across from his desk. "Dad, we need to talk." Something in her tone must have alerted him because his smile faded slightly. "What's wrong?" Maya took a deep breath, feeling like she was about to jump off a very high cliff. "I need to tell you something, and I need you to listen to the whole thing before you react." Coach Rodriguez leaned back in his chair, his expression growing cautious. "Okay."
"I'm in love with Alex Sterling."
The words hung in the air between them like a physical presence. Maya watched her father's face go through several expressions: surprise, confusion, and then something that might have been disappointment. "Maya," I said, "listen to the whole thing. We've been seeing each other for 2 months. Not seeing each other. We've been careful about that. But we've been meeting, talking, getting to know each other, and somewhere along the way, I fell in love with her." Her father was very still, his hands folded on the desk in front of him. "I know it's complicated," Maya continued. "I know it puts you in an impossible position. I know it could be seen as inappropriate or unprofessional. But Dad, she's not just some player trying to get an advantage through me. She's smart and kind and principled. She transferred here because she stood up for a teammate who was being harassed. She works harder than anyone else on the team, but she also takes time to help the younger players develop their skills." Maya's voice was gaining strength as she spoke. "I love her work ethic. I love the way she sees the game not just as a competition, but as art. I love that she asks about my photography and actually listens to the answers. I love that she's planning to coach someday because she wants to give back to the sport that's given her so much." She paused, studying her father's face. He was listening intently, but she couldn't read his expression. "I know you're probably angry that we went behind your back. I know you're probably worried about how this reflects on you professionally. But Dad, I need you to know that Alex never once suggested using our relationship to get special treatment. In fact, she was the one who insisted we keep things professional during practice and games. She respects you too much to put you in that position." Coach Rodriguez was quiet for a long moment after Maya finished speaking. When he finally spoke, his voice was carefully controlled. "How long have you felt this way about her?" Maya considered lying, softening the timeline, but decided she'd come too far to be anything but completely honest. "Since the first day she walked onto the field." Her father nodded slowly. "And she feels the same way about you?" "Yes." Another long pause. Maya resisted the urge to fill the silence with more explanations or justifications. "Maya," her father said finally, "I'm not angry that you fell in love. I'm not even angry that you kept it from me, though I wish you'd felt you could trust me with something this important." Maya felt a flow of hope. "But," he continued,
I am concerned about the position this puts all of us in. Alex is still technically my student. I'm responsible for her welfare, for maintaining appropriate boundaries, for ensuring that all my players are treated fairly. Dad, he held up a hand. Let me finish. I'm also concerned about you, about what happens when Alex graduates and moves on to college, about whether you're prepared for the scrutiny that might come if this relationship becomes public. Maya felt tears building behind her eyes. So you're saying we can't be together? Coach Rodriguez stood up from behind his desk and moved to the window, looking out at the football field where his team had practiced all season. He said, I'm saying that I need some time to think about this, about what the right thing to do is, for Alex, for you, for the team, for everyone involved. Maya nodded, though he couldn't see her. Okay. In the meantime, he turned back to face her. I expect both of you to maintain completely professional behavior. No meetings off campus, no personal conversations during team functions, no anything that could be misconstrued or cause problems. For how long? Until I figure out how to handle this. Maya stood up to leave, feeling emotionally drained. At the door, she turned back. Dad, do you hate me? His expression softened immediately. Oh, Maya, no, never. You're my daughter, and I love you no matter what. I just need some time to process all this. Maya nodded and left feeling like she had survived the first hurdle, but was still facing a very steep climb.
The next 2 weeks were the longest of Maya's life. She and Alex maintained their professional distance as requested, but the tension between them was palpable to anyone paying attention. Maya threw herself into editing and cataloging the season's photos, while Alex focused on fielding the college recruitment calls that had started pouring in after the championship game. Maya's father was polite but distant during family dinners, clearly still processing the revelation about her relationship. She caught him watching her sometimes, like he was trying to reconcile the daughter he thought he knew with this new information about her personal life. On a Thursday evening, 2 weeks after their conversation, Coach Rodriguez knocked on Maya's bedroom door. Can we talk? Maya looked up from her laptop where she'd been working on her college application essays. Of course. He sat down in the chair by her desk, looking older and more tired than she'd seen him in a long time. I've been doing a lot of thinking about you, about Alex, about what's best for everyone involved. Maya closed her laptop, giving him her full attention. I also had a long conversation with Alex yesterday. Maya's heart jumped. You did? I asked her to stay after practice. We talked for about an hour. Coach Rodriguez paused. Maya, I have to tell you, I was prepared to dislike the situation. I was prepared to find reasons why this relationship was inappropriate or problematic. Maya held her breath. But Alex, he shook his head. She spent most of our conversation asking about you, about your college plans, your photography aspirations, your future goals. She barely mentioned herself except to ask whether her college decision should factor in staying close to you. What did you tell her? I told her that anyone who puts your happiness and well-being ahead of their own career prospects might just be worthy of my daughter. Maya felt tears spring to her eyes. Dad, I'm not saying this is going to be easy, he continued. There will be people who question my judgment, who wonder if I'm being too lenient with a player because of personal connections. There will be scrutiny and probably some gossip. He looked directly at her. But Maya, I've watched you these past 2 months. I've seen the way you light up when you talk about your photography, the confidence you've gained, the way you've come into your own. If Alex is part of what's brought out this version of you, then maybe I need to reconsider my initial concerns. Maya wiped at her eyes, hardly daring to hope. There will be conditions, her father said firmly. Complete transparency with me about your relationship. No favoritism during team activities. Alex earns her place on merit, always. And both of you need to be prepared for the fact that her college decision might take her far from here. We've talked about that, Maya said quietly.
We know it might be hard. Long-distance relationships at your age rarely work out, Maya. I don't want to see you get hurt. Dad, I'm going to get hurt sometimes. That's part of life, right? But I'd rather risk getting hurt than miss out on something real because I was too scared to try. Coach Rodriguez studied her face for a long moment and then nodded slowly. You sound very mature for 19. I learned from the best. He smiled then, the first genuine smile she'd seen from him in 2 weeks. So what do you want to do now? Maya's answer was immediate. I want to call Alex. She's probably still at the training facility, something about extra conditioning work before the college scouts arrive tomorrow. Maya was already reaching for her jacket. Then I guess I'm going to the training facility. Her father chuckled. Maya? She turned back from the doorway. For what it's worth, she really does seem to love you. The way she talked about you. He shook his head. Just don't let me catch you two making out on my field. Maya's face turned bright red. Dad, I'm serious about that part. Maya found Alex in the weight room, working through a conditioning routine with the kind of focused intensity that had made her a championship-winning player. She was alone, the rest of the team having gone home hours ago. Alex looked up when Maya entered, and the cautious hope in her eyes made Maya's chest tight. Hi, Maya said softly. Hi. They stared at each other across the room, 2 weeks of careful distance and professional behavior hanging between them like a wall. My dad told me you talked to him yesterday. Maya nodded, setting down her weights. He's a good man, Maya. I can see where you get your integrity from. What did you tell him? The truth? That I love you, that I respect him, and that I would never do anything to jeopardize his career or your relationship with him. Alex moved closer but stopped just out of arm's reach. What did he tell you? Maya's smile was radiant. That anyone who puts my happiness and well-being ahead of their own career prospects might just be worthy of his daughter. The last bit of tension left Alex's shoulders. Really? Really, there are conditions and we'll have to be careful about how we handle things publicly, but Alex, we don't have to hide anymore. Alex's response was to pull Maya into her arms and spin her around, both of them laughing with relief and joy. When Alex set her down, their faces were inches apart. I have something to tell you, Alex said. Maya's heart jumped. Good something or bad something? I got calls from Duke, Stanford, and UNC today. Maya's stomach dropped. That's amazing, Alex. Those are incredible programs. They are, Alex agreed. But I also got a call from State University. They're offering me a full ride and a chance to help rebuild their program from the ground up. Maya frowned. State University? That's only 40 minutes from here. 43 minutes from your dorm room, to be exact, I checked. Maya stared at her. You're not seriously considering turning down Duke for a lesser-known program just to stay close to me? I'm not turning down anything just to stay close to you, Alex said firmly. I'm considering all my options, including the opportunity to help build something special at State. Their new coach has an amazing vision for the program, and they're investing serious money in facilities and recruiting. She cupped Maya's face in her hands. But I'd be lying if I said the proximity to you wasn't a major factor in my decision-making process. Maya felt tears prick at her eyes again. Alex, you can't make career decisions based on a relationship. What if we don't work out? What if… Maya. Alex's voice was gentle but firm. Do you love me? Yes, but do you want to build a future with me? Of course I do, but then stop trying to talk me out of staying. I'm not sacrificing my career for you. I'm choosing a path that includes you. There's a difference. Maya searched Alex's face, seeing nothing but certainty and love. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Maya's response was to kiss her, pouring 2 weeks of separation and uncertainty and relief into the contact. When they broke apart, both were breathing hard. "So, what happens now?" Maya asked. Alex grinned. "Now we figure out how to make this work. Together." 6 months later, Maya stood on the sideline at State University's newly renovated stadium, adjusting her camera settings as the home team warmed up for their season opener. Her press credentials identified her as a freelance sports photographer, a title she'd earned through 6 months of hard work and several published photo essays. On the field, Alex ran through her pregame routine with the same focused intensity Maya had fallen in love with. But there was something different now. A contentment that hadn't been there during her high school days. State's women's soccer program was already making waves in their conference. Alex's leadership on the field and her work ethic in practice had helped attract several other talented transfers, and the team's prospects looked bright. "You're glowing," Carmen said, appearing beside Maya with a bag of stadium nachos. "It's just good lighting," Maya protested, though she couldn't keep the smile off her face. And it has nothing to do with the fact that your girlfriend scored twice in last week's game and got featured in Sports Illustrated's weekly roundup?" Maya's grin widened. The Sports Illustrated feature had included one of her photographs, Alex celebrating a goal with her arms raised to the sky, pure joy radiating from her expression. Seeing her work in a national publication had been a career milestone, but watching Alex achieve her dreams was even better. "There she is," Carmen said, as Alex jogged over to their section of the stands during warm-ups. Alex's face lit up when she spotted Maya, and she raised her hand in a small wave that looked casual to anyone watching, but that Maya knew was meant specifically for her. Maya raised her camera and captured the moment. Alex's brilliant smile, the way her eyes crinkled with happiness, the confident set of her shoulders as she prepared for another game. Later, after State had won 3-1 with Alex scoring the game winner, Maya waited in the family section for the post-game interviews to finish. It had taken some adjustment, learning to navigate the balance between her professional role as a photographer and her personal relationship with one of the players she covered. But they'd figured it out, just like they'd figured out everything else. "Ready to go celebrate?" Alex asked, appearing beside her with her gear bag slung over one shoulder. Maya looked at her girlfriend, sweaty, grass-stained, radiating satisfaction from another victory, and felt that familiar flutter of attraction mixed with deep, abiding love. "Always," Maya said, slinging her camera bag over her shoulder and falling into step beside Alex as they walked toward the parking lot. As they reached Alex's car, Alex stopped and turned to face her. "Maya?" "Yeah?" "Thank you." "For what?" Alex gestured vaguely toward the stadium, then seemed to think better of it and took Maya's hands instead. "For pushing me to be better, for supporting my dreams, for taking a chance on us, even when it was complicated." Maya squeezed Alex's hands. "Thank you for being worth the risk." Alex's answering smile was radiant. "Come on, champion," Maya said, opening the passenger door. "Let's go home." As they drove away from the stadium, Maya reflected on the journey that had brought them here. It hadn't been easy. There had been difficult conversations, public scrutiny, and the constant challenge of balancing their personal and professional lives. But they'd faced each obstacle together, and they'd come out stronger on the other side. Looking at Alex now, focused on the road ahead but relaxed in a way she'd never been during her high school days, Maya knew they'd made the right choice. Love was always a risk, but some risks were worth taking. Especially when they led to championship trophies, career opportunities, and the kind of partnership that made everything else seem possible. The story of the coach's daughter and the star player had become something bigger than either of them had imagined, a testament to the power of taking chances, following your heart, and fighting for the relationships that matter most.